Hey, Missouri Mayhem fans. Are you wishing you could turn back the clock to Halloween week when it wasn't already completely dark at 5:30 p.m.? Well, here's one more spooky bonus episode from Mindy and Megan that might put a smile on your face today. Enjoy Pythian Castle, originally created for Patreon and now available to all.
Welcome back to Missouri Mayhem, Mystery and Murder. I'm Megan.
And I'm Mindy. Thank you for joining us today. Whether you are a brand new listener or have been here since episode one, you are welcome here.
That's right. Welcome, everyone. If you're new here, you are listening to the Missouri Mayhem sisters, Mindy and Megan, and we are glad that you are here. And if you're just starting on this episode, you definitely need to go back and listen to some of the other ones,
You
right?
do, especially our this week of Halloweeny episodes.
That is right. And to our fans out there that have been listening, thank you so much. We hope you've been enjoying the fun Halloween week. And today's episode is just for you, Missouri Mayhem Alibi members on Patreon. Thank you guys so much. And we
Yes,
wanted,
we appreciate you.
wanted to do this for you guys. So happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
All right.
All right, so get ready, Mayhem fans, because tonight's story takes us to, you guessed it, Springfield, Mo.
That's right.
Yes, inside the towering stone walls of a place that's been home to orphans, soldiers, and maybe a few restless
I
spirits.
know. Yes. Of course, we say Springfield because Mindy and I went there just a week or so ago. And Pythian Castle is what we're going to be talking about today. And
A
it
lot happens in Springfield.
a lot.
A
And
lot.
eh,
I'm sorry if you're from there. I could not live there.
there's a lot
But there's
of
a lot that goes down in Kansas City too.
and I think Springfield's considered what, the third largest city.
Yes, it is.
So I guess it does have
I guess
the opportunity to
it's
have
allowed. Yeah.
to have a little more mayhem.
Yes.
But yeah, we're going to talk today about Springfield's own Pythian Castle, a building so grand, so full of history, and it is cool looking, I have to say.
Mhm.
So steeped in the echoes of its past that it's often said the walls themselves whisper. Ew.
Wow. Ooh, okay.
I don't know. That's kind of creepy thinking of walls whispering, but this is really one of the only what we consider a castle in Missouri. Do you know the other castle that we've had in Missouri or that we have in Missouri?
I do not.
No? And I guess, we think of castles like royalty and Victorian. That's not quite what we're talking about here because it is the United States. So,
Yes.
but we have the Pythian Castle in Springfield, and then we also have Ha Ha Tonka State Park.
Okay.
And that is, if you've never been there, that is also, it was built in a castle style by someone back in the early 1900s.
I've
And
never been in a castle, period.
period. Yeah. Well, I've been to Ha Ha Tonka, but you can't really, there's nothing to go in since it
Yeah.
burned down, but pretty cool. And actually, I think it'd be cool if we did a story about Ha Ha Tonka because it has its own history too.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so on to Pythian Castle. Our story begins more than a century ago. We're going back all the way to around 1913. So over 100 years ago, when Springfield was considered this bustling, optimistic, and civically proud town. And for those of you that don't know too much about Springfield, here are some interesting facts that I found.
Oh, I love this, Megan.
I know. And we just got done saying, yes, some bad things happen there, but there is some good things too. So here's some
Yes.
kind of fun things. So number one, if you know anything about Springfield, you probably know it's considered the birthplace of Route 66. Of
Get your
course,
kicks on Route
Route 66.
66.
That's right, and has been officially recognized as the birthplace of this Mother Road. They call
Instead
it
of Mother Load.
Mother
Mother
Road.
Road.
So Route 66. It's
Okay.
also home to the world's largest Bass Pro Shop, which
Oh, we
we
went
visited.
there? Of course,
Yeah.
you guys gotta know Megan, when she goes somewhere, she likes to do all the touristic stuff.
All the things.
So, we went to the aquarium at the Bass Pro Shop. It was awesome.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
And I had not been in the Bass Pro Shop even there, and I'm not like this big hunter or anything, but I
No.
thought it was pretty cool.
And it's 500,000 square feet.
Yes.
Wow.
I know. It's
Well,
huge.
the aquarium alone was a mile and a half of walking.
Oh, yes. And we had to race through it because we got there right before they closed.
Yeah, they were.
But it was, yes,
Yes.
super cool too. And so within, of course, like we just said, the Bass Pro Shop, they do have, it's called the Wonders of Wildlife National Museum and Aquarium. And that is where we went. And I thought, okay, aquarium, cool. But no, they had owls. alligators.
They had
Mindy didn't think the
octopus.
alligators were
They
real,
were
but
not real,
they
Megan.
were.
No.
Okay, anybody out there who's been to the Bass
Okay.
Pro Shop, comment and tell
They
us.
are not real because those alligators were in the same spot in the same position for the whole time that we walked around there. So they were fake.
I think they were real. Anyway, someone clarify and settle this,
Please
please.
tell us, what are they real or fake, the alligators?
But that thing is cool. So if
Mhm.
you have kids that are into any of that kind of stuff, or even if they're not, that was a wicked cool aquarium.
Yes, it
So
was.
highly recommend. Good job, Springfield, on that.
Yeah.
Now, here's something else that Springfield's kind of been known for, and this is a running joke in my family because I've always said every time we pass one of these billboards, oh my gosh, I want to go do that. Every time. And I've never been allowed. Literally, we've passed the exit. If you know what I'm talking about, Fantastic Caverns. They own every billboard.
They really do.
And I am like, oh, let's go do that. Can
I've
we
never
stop?
done that either.
No.
And on the billboard, they have like the little Jeep thing that you
Yes.
get right in that goes through it. Yeah.
Yes. I'm like,
Well, you wanted to go while we were in Springfield. You tried to get me to do that too.
I thought, maybe Mindy will give in because but hey,
You're lucky I gave into the
aquarium,
man.
and that's
I
how-
just wanted
yeah.
to go to the Airbnb and
just spec out.
chill.
I know.
And you're like, no.
I'm like, can we just do this one thing, please? So
She always gets her way with me
I just give her the little sister eyes, please.
every time.
But yeah, so Fantastic Caverns, if you've been able to do this ride through cave, good for you. But it's been around a long time too. So very cool.
Megan's jealous if you
I'm
have.
so jealous. And let me know if you had fun or if it's not really all it's cracked up to be. Maybe I can quit
She'll let her
dreaming
down.
about it. Okay, so anyways, back to things in Springfield. They also, I didn't know this, Springfield also has the very first drive-through restaurant called Red's Giant Hamburg. Not
Okay.
hamburger, Hamburg, in 1947.
Mm.
Also in Springfield, it was the site of an 1865 shootout between Wild Bill Hickok and David Tutt. A lot of people may know about that. That happened
Who
in.
won?
You know what? I don't know. I'm guessing Wild Bill Hickok
Yeah, I'm guessing too.
because I don't know who David Tutt is.
I think David Tutt may have died in that shootout.
Yeah. They also had, which I thought this might be a fun story for us to cover down the road. Springfield also had the Great Cobra Scare of 1953. And you may be thinking, what in the hell? How did they get cobras?
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So in 1953, the city experienced a Great Cobra Scare after cobras escaped from a traveling circus.
How many cobras?
It didn't say, but it obviously caused a stir enough. I'm
That
guessing.
would be terrifying.
Yes. So more than.
Those are the scariest looking
one.
snakes ever.
I know.
The way they hold their head
head
up.
up.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah, no.
Yeah. So Cobra Scare. And then today, Springfield is also the home of not the first, but the second largest fork in America. I mean, if you're second, but hey, whatever.
Largest fork
Yes.
in America.
So
Okay.
Springfield's home to the world's second largest fork, a 35-foot tall stainless steel utensil located outside a former KitchenAid factory,
And it's still there?
supposedly.
Man, we should have drove by that. Now that interests me.
I know. See? And I'm not sure if you're aware or not. Penny, are you getting settled? Get in there and get settled. Today, Springfield's population is 170,000.
Oh, I would guess it was higher than that.
Yeah. So, it's a big city, though.
It's a very, very busy city.
It is. All right. So, back to our story. Kind of set the stage here, Springfield. It's 1914. And at this time, there's about 37,000 people in Springfield at this time.
Okay.
And the city's just convinced a powerful fraternal organization. And basically, that is white men.
Mhm.
is,
Okay.
is what we're talking about back then. This is a man only,
Oh.
probably white men only, the Knights of the Pythias. So you've heard of Knights of Columbus, those kinds of
Yeah.
things. This is similar to that. And they were really hoping that the city was really hoping that the Knights of Pythias would build something truly extraordinary in their town. They were hoping that the Knights of Pythias would build this massive stone castle, and it was meant to serve as an orphanage and a retirement home for the members of their order, which were typically military. You know
Okay,
what
the
I'm saying?
Knights of
Veterans.
Pythias
Oh,
order. Okay.
yes. And so basically, and we're looking here, this is right around the time that World War I has ended. And
Yes,
so
because
they're
that ended in what?
like what?
1918.
Yeah. So we're talking about
During it.
that time.
Yeah.
Yes. And so they're like, this would be great if they would want to build this cool structure here and we can make this a place for military veteran, like
Mhm.
orphans, and retirement home. So, I mean,
Yeah.
good idea.
Yeah, lots of uses.
Have you ever heard of the Knights of Pythia?
Never,
Me either.
never.
Again, very similar to some of these other organizations. And again, this is not the sword wielding kind of knights,
Yeah.
which would be cool. But this is more of an organization. This is founded by a man by the name of Justice H. Rathbone. He founded the Knights of Pythias in 1864, and he was actually working as a clerk for the United States Treasury at that time when he started the Knights of Pythias. And according to the Smithsonian Institute, the Knights of Pythias was based on a play about noble friendship, which cool.
Okay.
It was made popular by the Irish poet John Bannum and was inspired by a Greek legend of Damon and Pythias. And this Greek legend is all about loyalty, friendship, sacrifice.
And so they were friends, Damon and Pythias?
Correct. And so basically, what this is saying is Justice H. Rathbone read a play based on the Greek legend of Damon and Pythias and liked this concept of noble friendship and created the Knights of Pythias out of that story,
Okay.
basically. So, have you ever heard of the Greek legend of Damon and Pythias?
Never.
Me either. Now, I've
I think I've heard of Pythias before, like the
y-
Greek god type thing.
yes, and you're going to hear some of that that's kind of familiar too in here. So,
Okay.
yes, you're on the right track. So, let me tell you a little bit about this Greek legend so we know what, they're based on or
Yeah.
kind of based around. So, Pythias and his friend Damon, these are two men back during the Greek times. They are both followers of the philosopher Pythagoras. And you may be thinking like the Pythagorean theorem, A squared plus B squared equals
No,
C
I am
squared.
not that smart. No, I
No.
don't know anything
Well,
about that.
that's the only reason I'd even heard of like Pythagoras was like the Pythagorean theorem.
That sounds
And you're
terrible.
like, no. And so he is a philosopher during this time. And Pythias and Damon follow him. That's who they kind of have their guide, their philosopher guide. And so they traveled to Syracuse during the reign of a tyrant named Dionysus. And it is again based on the Greek god Dionysus. I think he's over wine.
Okay.
And Pythias, when he made his way to Syracuse, he was accused of plotting against Dionysus and sentenced to death.
Oh.
So he'd been summoned to Syracuse and Damon had went with him and he had to basically face kind of like the council there because he
Okay.
was being accused of tyranny.
Mhm.
And so he gets there and he said, they say, Pythias, you're sentenced to death. Accepting his sentence, I'm guessing he must have realized he was a tyrant or wasn't objecting.
Okay.
Pythias said, can I go back home before you kill me and get one last moment to settle my affairs, say goodbye to my family? Well, I mean, the king's like, I'm no dummy. You think I'm just going to like let you
You're
leave
gonna
here?
run.
Yeah, so not wanting to be taken for a fool, the king refused, believing that, of course, once he let him go, that he would just leave and never come back. Well, Damon, the good buddy he is, offered himself in place of Pythias. While Pythias was running home to finish his affairs, Damon said, I'll stay here.
Like I'm your
Kind of like, I'll be the replacement
till you come
prisoner
back.
till Pythias comes back. And of course, what do you think the
So
king
he
said
was
to
being
that?
a good friend. The king said yes.
But what if Pythias doesn't
You
come?
die.
Yeah. So, I mean, Damon realized, okay, I know I'm offering myself, but my friend's going to come back.
Oh my gosh, did he not come back?
Well, so the king said, okay, should Pythias not return, then Damon, you're going to be executed. Damon agreed, and Pythias was released. So Dionysus was for sure, like, he is not coming back. Like, why would somebody come back? But he's like, whatever, okay, I'm killing somebody. So he thought, no, he's not coming back. And
Someone's dying for this.
right. And as the day Pythias promised to return came and went, yeah. Of course, the king said, all right, Damon, you have to be executed. But just as the executioner was about to kill Damon, Pythias returned.
Oh.
And he apologized to his friend for the delay. He explained that on the way back to Syracuse, pirates had captured his ship and had thrown him overboard. He had to swim ashore, make his way back to Syracuse as quickly as he could.
Get back as quickly as he can to save his friend and
Yes.
die.
Yes,
Oh
to
my
die.
gosh, what a story.
So Dionysus was so astonished, the king, by this and could not believe what good friendship they were showing and like these guys are like cool guys. Like, what good friends that he pardoned them both.
Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy.
I know.
Yay!
He's like, you know what, guys?
That's
Actually,
actually a very nice ending.
isn't that a good story?
That's very nice.
It was also said that the king wanted to be their third best friend.
Oh,
We're
let's
the-
make it a trio.
We're the three best friends that anyone can know. Well, what do you think they said?
No, can't be in our
Yeah,
circle.
they said no.
No,
Which
it's just
they
they
said
said no,
they
even
denied.
though he saved their heads.
Right. And again, this is just, of course, myth, but supposedly he wanted to be in with the cool crowd and they wouldn't let him. Another
Mm.
version says that
He's like, I should have killed both of you.
right, that the king had actually planned this test, that the king had all along planned this
To see their friendship.
and to see what kind of people they really were, because the Pythagoreans were renowned for their moral strength and superiority. And some Syracusans, the king quarters, didn't think that was true. They're like, okay, you think they're so great and strong and like they have moral character. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna test out their moral character and see if that's true.
We'll see how close they are.
So he's like, I'm going to create a crisis that's going to show whether these two Pythagoreans are really so morally great. And
They were.
they were. So
But they didn't let him in.
if that's true, right. So I can kind of see why Justice Rathbone, thought this was a cool story.
Yeah.
So this is what the Knights of Pythias, although,
Is based on.
yes, when you do look, of course, back into their history, definitely, I think, they were not all inclusive. Again, we're talking about a white man's fraternal organization, although I do think they had great things they were standing on, just like a lot of organizations back then.
Yeah.
They could do a lot to improve too, obviously. But they wanted their buildings to reflect those of value, strength, unity. And Rathbone hoped that the nation, torn apart between the Civil War and now World War I with all the violence and hate, he's like, we really want to try and get some renewed camaraderie and brotherhood. And this is all noted in an entry in the Smithsonian National Museum of American History, like on their website. And President Lincoln actually heard about the creation of the Knights of the Pythias and really said, you know what? This sounds like a great group. I approve of your missions and values. And the Knights became the first fraternal organization in the United States to be chartered through an act of Congress.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
well,
that's pretty big.
that is big.
So, I mean, they did have stamp of approval from Abe, so that's good.
That is.
But the cause quickly grew and included the first Springfield chapter in 1873. So this is a nationwide chapter. Springfield got theirs in the 1870s, and the entity adopted charitable work as part of their mission, and they wanted to extend that and basically offer some kind of housing to their members in Springfield. Ultimately, they said, let's do that and make it look like a castle.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
We're
Yeah.
knights.
True.
Ultimately, they said they did what was called a subscription fund. I don't know what
Is that like the old school GoFundMe?
like go sell the magazines for senior trip money.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So they ended up raising, and this was a lot back then, $15,000 through that fund.
And that was in the early 1870s?
This would have been now in the early 1900s.
Oh, okay. 15,000 is a lot.
Yeah, but they were also given 53 acres of land that they were allowed to purchase and then sold to the Pythians for $1.
53 acres of land?
Yes.
For $1?
Yes. So, I mean, according to
Dang.
according to the current owner, the city agreed, okay, we'll sell you this land for $1, but you're going to build a new elementary school near the site, the castle.
And there is one.
We saw it.
We did see
and
it.
it's called Teft Elementary.
It is.
Tefft.
And
Teft Elementary.
Megan was so excited when she saw that sign. She's like, oh, that's, well, yeah.
Yeah, I read about that.
Yeah.
So, and this would be, of course, the school for kids who were living there eventually. And Springfield leaders also ultimately allocated space in the city's Hazelwood Cemetery to bury homeless residents or the residents that were there when they passed away. So they were thinking about things. And then they also agreed to extend streetcar and sewer lines to the property, which wasn't in the city like we think of today.
Yeah.
So where it sits today, if you've ever been around the Pythian Castle, it sits kind of outside of town even now a little.
Yes, it does.
It's in kind of a I mean,
And
it's still in town, but there's a lot of, like, grassy area around it.
well, and what I thought was really cool, sorry to interrupt you, but
You're not.
when, they still have the original gates
Right.
to the castle are
Yes.
still out there, but they're not connected to a driveway anymore, but the
Right.
gates are still there,
Yes.
which
When we drove by, we're like, "Oh my gosh, those are the old, like, pillars
yeah,
of where the gate used to stand."
absolutely,
Yeah.
yes.
And so I mean, the Pythians wanted this home to be in Springfield so bad, and things were coming along in their favor. And presumably, a joyful man broadcasted this great news in October of 1909. He sent a telegram that, you know what, our work has been successful. And basically, the telegram said that Tom Armstrong, one of the members of the Springfield delegation attending the Grand Lodge, said, you know what? They said they've approved our site for this home. They've given us permission to move ahead.
Mhm.
And yay, here we go. So
Yes.
they were so excited. They'd had this big, intense campaign. They'd went against a bunch of other big cities. So it was kind of like, how they campaign for like the Olympics,
Yeah. Oh,
different
okay.
countries. Like they have to say
Mhm.
why they're the best place for it. They had to kind of go through a process like that. So they were excited. They'd won the bid.
And they got the
They
land
got the land, Missouri's new
for
Pythian home.
$1.
Yes, for orphans and the elderly. And yep. And they were said, let's get going. And everything kind of officially started in that fall of 1909.
Okay.
Yeah. So a
That's
whole dollar.
very interesting.
I know. Now you can't even get a cup of coffee for a
Nice
dollar.
research, Megan.
I like getting the deets.
Yeah.
Now, back then, of course, this is a huge win for Springfield. Locals thought, you know what? This Pythian Castle is going to bring jobs, prestige. I mean, who doesn't love a castle and
Yeah.
stability? So, construction started in 1911. And what's so cool is they use local stone from Carthage, Missouri, called Carthage stone.
Yes.
And this is considered one of the hardest and most durable types of limestone anywhere, especially in the Ozarks.
Okay, speaking of stone, Springfield has a lot of stonework.
Yes.
A lot of the houses and it's what is it called? Masonry?
Yes.
Where,
The
the
brick.
bricks, lots of bricks and stone. Okay, anyway, back to the
Just even like you can tell, like a couple of the houses we drove by for different cases, like
Mhm.
they may not be all of stone, but they had some stone facade. Yeah. It's like
Yes.
it
Lots of little
everywhere.
stone cottages,
Yeah.
like the one we
Very
stayed
cute.
in. Yes.
And I did not know that Carthage, Missouri was famous for
For that, I
limestone.
did not either.
And, I think limestone too is the material that can sometimes be very reflective and shiny, and I think that might be what some of those glowing graves are made of.
AKA Richmond, Missouri,
Yes.
Skull and Grave. Yep.
Do you remember what else is famous? This is totally off topic, but I have to mention
Okay.
this. What else is famous about Carthage, Missouri? I think I've been there. I think you have too.
Oh, I know. The Precious Moments Chapel. Am I
Ding,
right?
ding,
Oh,
ding.
well, we went there with
With
grandma
grandma and grandma.
and grandpa.
I know. It was so cute. Grandma loves precious
Grandma
moments.
loved Precious Moments, but that chapel was cool anyway.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes.
Stained glass
And
chapel, but
the sky painted in the
yes,
ceiling.
beautiful. So I don't even know if I assume it's still there.
I
The
can't believe I
precious
got
moments.
that.
Yeah, you did. Good job. I don't know if it's
I
still there
think
or
it
not.
is still
I
there.
hope so. So back to the castle. It had twin towers, massive arched windows, a grand ballroom. It looked like something plucked straight from Europe. I mean, so people in Springfield, can you imagine back in the early
Blown away.
1900s?
Well, that would be like, putting a huge, like, cool castle in Excelsior.
Right? I mean, and just back then, they most of those people had never seen anything like that.
It was very regal.
Yes, and inside, I mean, the castle was just as impressive. It came with a movie theater, a dining hall, dormitory rooms for kids and adults. I mean,
So,
pretty cool.
this whole castle is like a community.
It really was. It really was. When the Pythian Home of Missouri opened officially in 1914, it was filled with orphans and elderly members of the Pythian order, and they did. They lived there together like one big
Why were
kind
there
of.
so many orphans in 1914?
Well, that would have been these would have been orphans from World War One.
Yes.
Yeah, I imagine. And the orphans, like we said, did go to nearby Teft Elementary, and the older residents helped the castle's farm. They took care of animals, raised the crops.
Oh
So
my
it was
goodness.
like a little self-sustaining community.
Yes.
Um, but life wasn't always easy as we can think in the early 1900s. It still was considered an institution,
Mhm.
and it had to have some structure and
Yes,
rules.
yes.
And from what I read, some strict rules
Oh,
and
boy.
could be a little isolating. And when you're talking about kids, I mean, that's not good.
That just sounds kinda creepy.
I know. And like many orphanages from the early
Mhm.
20th century, there are rumors, of course, that kids were punished harshly or abused, that some illnesses spread, and some sadness, maybe self harm or suicide potentially.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing officially documented, but, I mean, a castle, sadly, I don't think it was all sunshine and roses all the time.
Okay.
So let's fast forward to 1942 during World War II. So this opens in 1914. We're going to fast forward like 30 years or so.
Yes.
So 1942, the world's at war, and the US Army said, you know what? This is Springfield's, the Knights of Pythias home, but we need it. And as the government and the military, we can come in and take it over.
They could,
They could,
huh?
I
Okay.
guess, because they did. So at the war again, the world is at war, and the U.S. Army takes over the Pythian House as part of the nearby O'Reilly General Army Hospital. And they said, you know what? We need somewhere for our men to rehabilitate and to get back on their feet and to also have a good time. So this castle is going to be transferred into something new,
Oh my gosh, so from orphanage to
to
soldier hangout.
the Enlisted Men's Service Club. Now, what happened to the elderly and the kids that were living there?
Yeah, what did happen to
I
them?
have no idea.
They never said.
I
They
could
just
no.
got kicked out?
Yeah, I could not find much information about that. So, great, we have this good cause, and then, oh, sorry, our boys need a
Sorry,
dance hall.
orphans, but you're gonna be really orphaned
Our
now.
boys need a smoking room. Our boys need a
Good.
bar. Our boys
Oh,
need
a
yeah.
brothel room.
Yeah. Damn brothels.
Damn brothels.
The castle's ballroom became a dance hall where big bands and women would come and dance for the wounded soldiers.
Oh, I bet.
Theater screened films and hosted live shows. I mean, the place was buzzing,
Okay.
laughter, music, excitement, maybe even a little romance
Oh
happening
my
in
g
there. I know. So it's totally gone from,
I'm gonna pass on the romance.
and supposedly, I saw this several times. There were famous people there too,
I bet.
but I could not find any.
I'm going to the Pythian Castle tonight.
I'm heading over to the Enlisted. What is it now? I did not think this was a good name. The Enlisted Men's Service Club.
The
Like
acronym for
like
that?
I'm like service club, like you're pulling your car in to be
Right.
serviced. I don't know. Anyways, so famous people, I could not find any real famous names, but supposedly movie stars, comedians, musicians to entertain the troops. But behind the music and laughter, there were some dark things happening, as we can imagine. And I mean, why would we talk about Pythian Castle during Halloween week if there wasn't something
Yeah,
dark?
I know it's coming.
Right.
So
So
what are you about ready to tell me, Megan?
the castle also served as a prisoner of war camp for German and Italian soldiers captured during the war. And some of them were brought to Springfield for medical treatment. Others were there as laborers. They were housed in outbuildings behind the castle, which
You
was,
know, this place just sounds awful.
I know, and we did see some of those outbuildings.
We did.
We tried to it's still, I don't know if it's like a reserve, a military reserve base still.
We
They're-
couldn't even get down the driveway. They had it all locked up.
Yeah, I mean, we were there after hours, so we couldn't get up to the castle, but there's still some, I don't know what's over there, but, and I remember seeing some of those outbuildings,
Mhm.
the smaller ones, but yeah, they basically were put into those buildings. Um, and there were enemy POWs held, so I mean, right here in Missouri, which is weird. People are like, "What? Like prisoners of
Yeah.
war in Missouri?" Yes, and while some were treated well, there are stories that, of course, many of them
Not
didn't make
good.
it home.
Mhm.
Like, what happened when they got over here? Did they die because of
Mhm.
their wounds or illness? Or they not, did they die of not good living conditions? We don't know. Some say the POWs who died on U.S. soil were just quietly buried nearby in that cemetery and that they
Yeah,
didn't even
that they
mark.
left their spirits there.
Right, because they didn't mark their graves. They just kinda left them. So that's asking for spirits to haunt. to me. I don't know.
And
So
I don't know if I believe in spirits like that. Like, I don't know, but
I tend to believe more in spirits, I think, than ghosts.
ghosts, yeah.
Only
Well,
because 'cause I've
yeah.
never actually seen what I think is a
I
ghost,
think that's
but
what
I've
I meant to say is I don't really believe in ghosts, I
yeah.
guess.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting.
It is. But I'm all for good ghost
Me
stories and
too,
stuff.
and I'm open to it. I mean, if a ghost
Yeah.
wants to show themselves to me to me,
Hey,
I
we'll
mean,
hang out for a little bit.
yeah. Over time, the castle's purpose shifted again. So
My
we've had
gosh.
we've had this
It's
wonderful
just not a stable place.
no, orphanage, elderly people. Now we've had the enlisted service club.
POWs.
Now we've had POWs. Now, after the war, it becomes an Army Reserve Center. Still remained under military control for decades. So basically, like a place where people could come and sign up to
That's
be in the military.
yeah, that's an emotionally packed building.
Yes. So by then, it's seen orphans, veterans, soldiers, prisoners of
Yes.
war, and layers of history. I mean, each one, of course, kind of leaving their mark.
Yeah.
So in 1993, the military finally sold the castle. And after changing hands several times, it was finally purchased by a woman by the name of Tamra Finocchiaro. I'm not
Can you
sure.
imagine? I'm gonna buy a castle.
I know.
I'm gonna buy it.
Where? In Scotland or
Oh,
no,
no,
Springfield,
no.
Missouri.
Yeah, Springfield, no.
Oh, wow. In 2010, she opened Pythian Castle to the public for tours and events, and it quickly gained a reputation for becoming a ghost
Yeah.
castle. Again, I mean, gosh, we're talking about how old would this thing be? Like,
Oh my gosh. So you're taught so y
I mean, we're looking at over 100
110
years.
years of death, war, heartbreak in one building and have no ghosts?
Right. So, yeah, probably. I mean, I definitely can see where we might think there's some ghosts. Visitors and paranormal investigators have reported all kinds of weird things. People say they've heard footsteps in hallways that are empty, doors slamming by themselves, kids laughing with no
Oh,
one around. That would be
that would
creepy.
be really creepy.
Ooh, and even men speaking in German from the
Oh, the prisoners of
basement.
war. Ugh.
Yeah. And
Nope, nope,
you
not
can spend the
staying
night.
there.
You can spend the night there.
You can?
Uh-huh. They have rooms where you can go and spend the night. And they say has never been any proven, like, bad event happen there, like a
A
murder or a
solid right.
suicide. There are myths and stories. So,
Yes.
there's also a story of a woman in white seen gliding across the ballroom floor, perhaps one of the nurses from World
Yeah.
War II, forever tending to her
Oh my
patients.
gosh.
One tour guide claimed they heard a piano playing in the ballroom, but when they entered, the keys were still moving, even though the room was empty.
Ooh.
um,
That's a big nope for me.
no. Ghost tours still run today. We didn't happen to make it there on time, but you can go take a ghost
Well,
tour.
the tour started like 9.
7.
So oh, was it 7?
Yes.
I kinda shot that down.
But hey, we got to go to the aquarium.
We did.
And paranormal groups from across the country go there to investigate. They use electronic voice recordings, those EVP
Mhm.
things, and some claim they've picked up whispers such as,
What?
help
Help
me,
me.
or leave.
Leave now.
Or one claims they heard, we're still here.
Oh my I wanna do it. We're still here.
We're not going anywhere.
I've got
Well,
goosebumps.
today, the castle is used for weddings, escape
Oh
rooms,
my g
and historical tours. Imagine saying I do in a ballroom where soldiers once danced, or maybe where ghosts still waltz after midnight.
Yeah, that's definitely one way to make your wedding unforgettable.
Like, we're dancing with the ghosts.
Yeah.
But beyond the ghost stories, Pythian Castle does still remain one of Missouri's most enduring historical landmarks. It was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 2009 and is recognized for its cool architecture, craftsmanship,
Mhm.
and the role it has in the social history of the Ozarks.
Yeah.
Really, what we do on this show, Missouri Mayhem, is we're what is called regional storytellers. And so that's from our area. And so if
Yes.
we think about that regionally, the
We are
Ozarks.
regional storytellers.
Yes. Um, think about it. Generations of orphans finding shelter, elderly people spending their final days there, and soldiers recovering, prisoners far from home. Now we have visitors drawn by more curiosity,
We were very curious.
We were, and I still kinda am. The owner
We can still go there if you want.
Okay.
Okay.
Someday?
Mhm.
Okay, we'll put that on our list.
Yes.
Owner Tamra has said it best. The castle is just a cool piece of history, but it's also a mirror reflecting every era of Springfield's past from the early 1900s, from hopeful optimism of the early 1900s to the haunting silence of kind of today. Um, I mean, what's your thought? Do you think it's haunted or it maybe holds some cool spirits?
It may. I mean, a lot has went down there, but, so this lady that bought it, Tamra, you told me, I think, that they live in
I
the
think
castle.
I think they do.
They do,
What I
okay.
read, and now I might be wrong on that, but from what I read, they have, like, a living area.
Now, if that was really haunted, like, for real, you would not be living there.
Living there.
So, I don't know.
Well, who knows? I mean,
Yeah.
it did have a lot of different stages of history go through. So
Lot
it'd be,
yeah.
yeah, very interesting. So the next time you're in Springfield, just take a drive down East St. Louis Street and look for the big twin towers rising above the trees. And if you decide to go inside, you get to see our grand staircase, see the ballroom, and you might even feel a little chill from a spirit or ghost.
Oh,
Because in Pythian Castle, history never really dies. It just lingers, waiting for someone to listen.
and that's why we do this, right?
That's right.
To tell the stories Missouri's ghosts can't tell themselves.
Exactly. So we hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thank you so much, Missouri Mayhem Alibi members on Patreon. This is just for you. We appreciate you.
We really do.
So don't forget, always stay kind, stay curious, stay safe. I'm Megan.
And I'm Mindy. Thanks for joining us tonight. Remember to follow, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed this trip through Missouri's haunted past.
Missouri, you bring the mystery.
And we'll bring the mayhem.
Peace
Peace out.
out.